Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams I'm going to be running for Supreme Arena in this week. I have made a change especially to my faction talent upgrades, and I'm running a different faction team that I haven't shown for a while in Supreme Arena. I'm excited to show you guys that. There will be a formation ID in the lower left corner of this video, and don't worry, if you do not have Scarlita, later on in the video I'm going to show you guys another set of 3 teams not using Scarlita that you can copy down, and hopefully it will work out well for you as well. Now we're currently rank 9. In the last week of Supreme Arena we were stable in the top 20 position. We never dropped below top 20. No one was able to kick us down. However, we also never were able to get the calculation in top 5. So we are at 530 Supreme points right now, which means that honestly this season we're probably not getting to the 5-star frame. Pretty much impossible, but we are going to be hitting that 4-star frame almost definitely. And like honestly, we are getting the maximum rewards. Getting in the top 5 is only for that 5-star frame. That is basically the only reason you need to do that. Okay, guys, let's get right into the team. So now that we have 20 faction talents and we can actually do it into 2 different factions, Wilder is going to dominate. Having 2 Wilder tiles and 2 allies concealed in the back is an extremely strong effect for 9 seconds at the beginning of the match. And that is why I recommend pretty much everyone try to run 2 different Wilder teams in Supreme Arena. If you have enough options, you can even go for 3 Wilder teams. However, I'm going to show you, I don't want to spoil the surprise yet, what is going to be my other faction tile choice apart from Wilder, because I'm running 2 Wilders and 1 other one today. Okay, so here we have the team comp. It is going to be Iron Almas team comp with Nero to intercept and take a Lily May interruption, and it's actually really sneaky because Nero is actually on a hidden tile here, and if the opponent is looking at this team, they don't know Nero is on it, so they're gonna see the Iron and Almas and they'll be like, okay, I'll just bring Lily May and it's easy for me. But Lily May will then interrupt the Nero, because as long as you position either Nero, Brian, a hero which has an immediate ult at the beginning of the match, if you position that hero in front of the Iron on the team placement like we have here, then that hero will be taking the Lily May interruption before the Iron, and that is going to allow a free Iron ultimate cast. The other advantage of Nero is probably most people, if you've been playing from Global Launch, you will have him at Supreme Plus, maybe even Paragon, although it depends if you decided to Paragon upgrade him. And then his charm bonus is really good this season. He's going to convert some of the damage dealt from Arden to true damage. Almas is going to have the same effect onto Odie in the back. The reason we're running Odie, you might be confused, is you're like, well, in a AoE crowd control nuking team, isn't it better to run Bonnie or, like, for example, Carolina? And definitely those are great options. However, for my account, I do not have, like, my Bonnie's at Supreme plus 10 exclusive equipment, my Odie's at plus 25 I think, and Paragon 2. So overall, Odie is going to be stronger. The other advantage of Odie is if the opponent like tries to bring Dunlinger, then Odie is still going to start hitting the opponent pretty hard, and it's nice to have like a single target nuker of Odie and AoE damage from Arden. I think it works out pretty well together, but the whole idea is that you're going to want to try to get Iron casting his ultimate for the immobilization, and then Almas to prolong the duration of that, overcharge spell onto Arden for some energy recovery to allow him to cast his ultimate more quicker. And the other thing about overcharge is that on the first ultimate cast, the hero casting ultimate gets a 30% attack increase. It will increase Arden's damage. So I do think this is a really good team. I'm excited to try it out, but definitely, like we mentioned, you can replace Odie for Bonnie or for Carolina, but I would recommend run Nero or Brian in front of the Iron. It is going to be good for you, because then you're going to take an enemy Lily May, but she will not be able to counter this team. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the team number 1. Decent Paragon upgrades as well, and so should do pretty well for me. Team number 2. Here we have it, the new team, Graveborn faction talents. Graveborn faction talents honestly are pretty intimidating. And the other thing is that a lot of people are going to have Sylvina, Viperon at high Paragon Ascension like we have here, because there's so few Graveborn A-level heroes that if you've been playing for a while, they might end up being your highest ascended Paragon tier heroes, and that is going to give your whole team more inspiration and intimidation. Not to mention, Sylvina is a big kill threat, especially on the Graveborn faction talent tile. And now you're going to be seeing, what do we have here? We have Seth. We have Seth behind the Rainier. And I will explain Seth, but first let's come to the other heroes. Ludovic for the healing, and he's Paragon upgraded. We have Viperon for the massive AoE damage. And we have the Surging Spell, one of the best PvP artifacts out there. It will also provide shielding, which is going to be very needed for this team. This is kind of like a killing nuke team, but we're going to have some survival issues. So that is basically it. So going over the Graveborn faction talents, what do they do? So when a battle starts, enables a prime carrier to deal high damage to enemies. So you are going to reduce, instantly causing the enemy to lose 51% health. If you have your faction talent of Graveborn level up, it's going to be 51% HP drop. And why is that number so important? Seth will activate and get a Bloodlust stack when an enemy drops below 50% health, right? And that is going to mean that just by triggering the Graveborn faction talent, you're going to have a Bloodlust stack for free onto the Seth. He's going to begin ramping up. We have Rainier on the Seth. That is going to convert his damage into true damage, and then he is on the Graveborn faction tile. That's going to give him some bonus attack stats. And then now, because opponents are also going to be running 2 faction tiles, if they position another hero on this faction tile, then Seth is going to get a huge value. He's going to position swap with them. Seth is going to take reduced damage because of the plus 10 exclusive equipment of Rainier, and overall it's going to be kind of bad news for the opponent. Sylvina is also going to try to set up kills for the Seth, Viperion as well. Basically, it is a nuking comp, and now this team was come up with by Raguto, so credit to him for sharing this with me. Is working out really well for him. And now I don't know personally how well it's going to do for me at like a higher level. Like I don't think this is going to be enough to beat, like, you know, Paragon 3 Celestial Hypogean teams or anything like that, but I don't know. I think it might hold up pretty well on defense, and definitely it is an interesting idea. I like Graveborn faction tiles this season, and I want to try to make them work effectively. Like, look at this. Allows the prime carrier to deal 18% more damage to the enemy whose soul they have seized until the enemy fully reclaims their soul. And so, like, Sylvina's, that's good for her. Basically, I am really excited for Graveborn faction tiles, especially with the 20 talents and like this team. I think this is going to be a great team. It is free-to-play friendly, other than the fact that it is using Rainier Mythic Plus, which people might not have, and it is using Seth. Now, if you don't have Seth built, I would think Lenya would be a good replacement with this Rainier comp. Or you could even go for, like, you could go for Thorin, Soul Pact if you don't have Rainier Mythic Plus. You could go for even Shakira type in this comp, or even Talene, because Talene would do well with Ludovic. Or Vala. I think Vala is actually going to be the greatest option. This is like a quick kill comp. So Sylvina and Vala combo will be good, having both of them on the prime carrier tiles. I know it is a bit, or even Bonnie, it is a bit counterable because, like, the opponent, like, they can position in a way to have Sylvina jump onto, like, not a great target for you. However, we have Sylvina jumping onto someone who is going to be their faction tile, unless they're running Maulers, and if they run Maulers, then yeah, they can position a hero here who is going to be able to take this. So, like, a counter to this would be running Mauler faction tiles on your offense, and then putting, for example, a Brutus in the back here to take the Sylvina, and then probably they're going to have a pretty good chance of clearing you. But anyway, guys, I am excited about this team, and honestly speaking, it might be the weakest of my 3 teams. However, like, you just kind of don't have enough good options to be able to have a team which counters a lot of meta comps, and I think that if the opponent doesn't really strategically position, this team is going to have a big kill potential onto the opponent. Okay, moving on to team number 3, which is my Scarlita Stroll team. We're going to have Lily May. Lily May does well in Scarlita Stroll. It is one of the best options. We also have Haywin on the prime carrier tile. Basically, this is going to pretty much ensure that Haywin will be able to cast your ultimate without being killed beforehand, which is massive value for the Scarlita Stroll comp. Damien is going to be healing and providing haste buff to the Lily May and healing the Haywin. And then we have Scarlita Soul Pacted to the Thorin. The idea behind that is that when she comes down, she'll take reduced damage. And I think we should have enough surviving allies that when Scarlita comes down, she will be able to deal her true damage. Harmonic Spell does really well with Haywin and Damien Stroll comps because you're going to be topped off on health, and you're going to get the full value of the attack buff and the haste buff from this artifact. So, I mean, this should be a pretty good choice of team. Definitely, you don't even need to run Scarlita here. You could pretty much run, like, Talene rather than Scarlita. So, like, there's a lot of replacements. You could even run something like Shakira, Carolina. The options are kind of limitless, or even Coco, of what you could run. And, like, Lily May as your solo carry to kill all of the opponent heroes. But yeah, I think this is a pretty strong team. Definitely a good formation, and you do not need to run the Scarlita. You can just run Talene, or like we said, the other options. Even Vala could be fine. But anyway, guys, that is gonna be it for the defenses I'm planning to run for this week. Definitely, I am gonna watch closely on the Seth team and see how it does. I have high hopes for it, but honestly, I don't know exactly what to expect, how well it's gonna do. I am a little bit concerned because in the previous season, Rainier got so much value because all of the buff tiles were on the rear tile, right? However, now the fact that you can have Mauler tiles in the front, now they don't necessarily have to position anyone here, and so Rainier is not always going to get value. And that is why I feel like Rainier is a lot weaker this season compared to the previous season, because they can just go for a Mauler team, and then Rainier will not be able to position swap with anything. And it won't deny their buff tile, right? Okay, guys, now I'm going to show you guys the other formation set of teams. So basically, this is going to be week 4B. And again, now I'm going to show you guys a formation ID for this in the lower left-hand corner. So the team concept is going to be pretty similar. Like if you look here, it is almost identical, but it isn't using Odie here. It's using Bonnie instead. And then Arden over there with the Frostfall spell. And what I'm going to do is on the Whale account, because it has high Paragon levels, I'm going to be running these teams, which are basically like a free-to-play friendly teams. And I want to see whether I can hold the top 5 with these teams at a high Paragon Ascension. Just to get an idea of how competitive the heroes actually are. So this is a team with the Frostfall spell. Like I mentioned, Bonnie is going to work great in this comp because she's going to provide the debuffs. Your AoE magic damage is going to spread the debuffs, and your Arden is going to hit pretty hard as well as a Bonnie. So this is a great team. Definitely an option for Iron Almas along with Nero preventing the Lily May interruption. Great option for our first team. Number 2 is going to be pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same, and actually no, we're gonna swap it around. We're gonna make it exactly the same. So yeah, this is gonna be exactly the same. So I don't know, I'm also gonna experiment with this on that account. I want to see how it does with the graveborn faction tiles. But yeah, this is basically going to be the team formation. We've already talked about it, so I'm not going to talk about it again. And now we have team number 3. So team number 3, this is really interesting. Basically Tassi, Lily May solo, like basically duo threat comp. Damien just for the healing, so no Haywin on this team. And then Thorin Soul Pack to Odie. Odie is a great damage dealer, and Thorin Soul Pack to protect him is going to be great. Damien healing him and giving him haste buff. I think this is going to be a really good team. Again, with the Harmonic Spell, I think Harmonic Spell will give a growth stack to Lily May by providing a non-permanent stat increase. And also, like your Lily May and Tassi, they're going to be concealed. They're going to be at full health, getting the full value of Harmonic Spell. And so, yeah, I think this is going to be a great team as well. So, yeah, I think this is a great option. Like, basically, Team 1 and Team 3. Team 2 is the experimental team of this week. I will let you guys know how it goes. We will have to wait and see about that. But that is going to be pretty much it. If you guys have any other teams you would like to share, you can feel free to share them in the comment section. Maybe it can help other people out there. But I wish you guys good luck with these teams. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now. Thank you for watching. And if you guys want to join my AFK Journey Discord server, there's a link to that in the description of this video. We have over 2,500 active members, and we talk about everything related to AFK Journey. So I look forward to seeing you guys there or in the next video. And until then, guys, everyone, peace out for now.